Hello everyone, and a warm welcome from London. And I hope you're well, and it's my absolute pleasure to talk to you this evening about my experience with network marketing and with the Juice Plus company. And Patrick's asked me some particular questions that he would like me to share with you. So I've got a number of things he wants me to talk about, but the first is he's asked me to tell you how I organise my business and what my focus is. Well, right from word go, I was very fortunate to have an extremely good and highly successful upline person who sponsored me, who is Bob Burdick. Now, Bob already, by the time I joined, was a multimillionaire, and I used to say to him every day when I spoke to him, or when I spoke to him on the telephone, I used to say, "How are you?" And he used to say, "Unbelievable." And it used to really make a huge impression on me, because I thought, wow, how can he be feeling like this? But it was because of his massive success. So he was already a national marketing director, which was the highest position in our company when I started. And frankly, the list of people above me were just NMD, 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 and then up to Jeff Roberti, who was the top earner. So I kind of felt to myself, no pressure, I had to become successful because it was inevitable in a sense, I felt, but I just didn't know how I was going to do it. But I could see an opportunity for myself, a massive opportunity, and I suppose that's the most important thing that I grasped right from word go. So right from word go, I went to a big conference in America, to Orlando. There were 5,000 people there, and I just got the vision right away, and I couldn't remember anything that I heard from the stage that weekend. All I got was the energy, the passion, and the sense of camaraderie, which I found to be overwhelmingly attractive. People wanting to be together, enjoying the company of each other. And I just looked at that. I thought, that's it. I want this. I want this. So, Patrick has first of all started to ask me, he said, well, how do you organize your business? And I just want to say to you that I was taught right from word go to keep it purely and simply on the 4 key things that we do, and that is it. So as far as I'm concerned, there is no business management. There is no administration. It is just full on sharing the product, sharing the business, inviting people to events, and teaching people to do the same. Sharing the product, sharing the business, inviting people to events, and teaching people to do the same. That is all that we do. And I was encouraged right from word go to keep it on income producing activities, and those are the income producing activities. So when I started, I've been involved now for 33 years. I've earned £2 million from the company. It's just been an extraordinary story. And that's my experience, by the way. I'm not saying that everybody will achieve that, but I was determined to become successful, whatever. And it happened. So anyway, so the first thing is just keep it on the income producing activities. Now, when I started, there was no online, so it was all talking to people, and it was making lists of people, and it was identifying who might be more interested in the product than others. And so I would identify people that were health conscious, I would identify people that were sports people, I would identify people that were healthcare practitioners, and I would identify dynamic women. And of course, dynamic women, as we know, is a huge component of our business. But obviously, it's all about reaching out to people that are interested in the product. Now, of course, online, we can reach many, many more people far more quickly, and we can attract people to ourselves that we don't even know. So, of course, online now is really the preferred way of going. But offline is very, very effective. So, this week I had a presentation with someone who is a sports therapist, or rather a sports trainer. So that was very good. But I tend to talk to people everywhere. And if someone has a need that I can identify in the conversation, let's say they have bad skin, or let's say their children are struggling to concentrate at school, I think I might have something for you. Can I take your email? Let me send something to you, and I think you might find it very, very interesting. I've had great experience with this myself. I don't want to go into it too much now, because obviously you're busy. But have a look at it on the email, and I think this could be absolutely the best thing for you. And just leave it simple like that, not going into too much explanation. Less is more, as such. So I found that is really works well. So for me, though, the biggest driver, the biggest success that I've had has been inviting people to events. So as my sponsors always said to me, he said to me, James, inviting to events is the highest paid activity in our business. The reason being, it builds your team. Now, what do people see when they come to an event? It's not so much the information that they see, it's the belief. They get belief that this is real, it's possible, and maybe this can work for them. And that's the key thing that belief gets. So at the moment, what am I doing? Well, I'm promoting every week our weekly event that we have on Wednesday evenings, Zoom, 8:30 to 9. I'm promoting that like crazy. I'm also promoting our online coffee success training, first Saturday of every month. Next one, October the 2nd. I've just done the agenda today, and I will just be getting that out as well. I'm just waiting for one final speaker to come. And then I'm promoting our conference in Harrogate, and I'm really trying to get people there, because I know that if we get people to the events, that's the fastest way to build the team. In the early days, we were flying to America to see the big picture, and we would get, lots of people going. I remember once having 50 people on a plane going to the US. It's all possible. So we think, going to Malmo is a long way. No, this is not a long way when you think that this opportunity is utterly life-changing. So, and we mustn't make the decision for people to say, oh, maybe they might not be interested. We need to get people to the events. So that's by far the most important thing. So Patrick also asked me to say, how do I divide my time up between the various different activities? So, of course, having been in the business for so long, I have become, or am, in a sense, a mentor for the people that are in my team. So I work with my partners, my team members, and I'm seeking to establish all the time what are the next positions that they want to go for, and what activity they're planning to take to get there. And thirdly, why. Now, when people have a clear why they want to do something, then the how, as we say, takes care of itself. So it's very important that people have the clarity and people are going for it. Now, I also am aware of what everybody is going for in my team. So a big thing for you, if you're building your team, is to know who is going for what in your team, and when do they want to get there, and why do they want to achieve it. So that's a big one. In terms of recruiting, so of course recruiting is absolutely critical for our business. I always maintain a list of prospects. And these are people that I'm planning to talk to. And these are also I've got a drip list as such of people that I go back to over a long period of time, just to say, by the way, got new information, new things happening, got a new product. At the moment, I'm going back to a lot of people about the Tower Garden. So, for those of you who don't know, we have this new product called the Tower Garden, very successful in the US, now just being launched in Europe. It's actually out in the UK. So that is what I'm focused on at the moment. Not completely, of course, but it's a new product, so I'm seeking to get traction with it. So that's exciting. I don't want to go over it too much for you now, obviously, because I know you don't have it yet in Scandinavia, but that's coming. All right, so all the time I'm working on recruiting, and it's interesting, a lot of people say no initially to our business, and sometimes some of the biggest earners will say no initially. So if you're getting people saying no, that's quite normal, but it's not no, it's not yet, and it's maybe. And the secret of our business is to go back to people over and over again until they see the opportunity, or until the timing is right for them, and then they can go for it. The best story I can remember is Lauren Slocum, who took 17 years to join our business. Not in my team, unfortunately, but frontline to Jeff Roberti. And she's a 100 Club, huge earner now. And of course, she regrets taking all the time to join, but it wasn't the right timing for her. So, it's an interesting one. How many people do we know that we could just keep going back to? And that's it. It's having the certainty of the outcome of we're going to be successful, whatever happens. That then drives us to take the actions necessary to bring on our success. So that's it. I was determined to be successful with or without anyone. That's what my sponsor taught me. He said, James, have the sense and certainty that you are going to do this with or without anyone. And obviously we've got to do it with people, but we're not waiting around for anyone. We're on the move and we're going to be successful. And hurry up, everyone, join me, because please don't come back to me in the years ahead and say, you never told me about that. Because now I got a passive income, of course. I can do whatever I want, go wherever I want. And I spoke to someone the other day and they said, I remember that conversation we had 10 years ago, but he didn't do anything about it. So there we go. But I'm now back to him again. And I've got a meeting with him actually next Friday where we're going to have a look at a Tower Garden farm. So he's coming to that, and I'm hoping that he will get moving now. So we never give up on anyone. We always keep going, and we always keep going back to people, because we never know how people's situations can change. Of course, I'm very, very focused on events. In actual fact, I would say I probably spend at least 50% of my time promoting events, at least. And for me, events are crucial. So, and also running our own events is crucial. So if you want to become a leader, if you want to become a big earner in our company, you start running your own events. And you may say, well, I don't know how to run an event. I don't know what I would say. Just set the date and start thinking about what you're going to present. And it's amazing the personal growth that you will go through and the resourcefulness that you will develop to actually do it. I do this all the time. I set out agendas and things, and I think, oh my God, what am I going to do? I've just written a book. I've got my second book just coming out. I've got the launch on Sunday. And someone said to me, are you looking forward to the launch? I said, no, not really. Because I feel it makes me the centre of attention, which I don't particularly like. But I know that to be successful as an author, I've got to have a book launch. And so that's what I'm doing. And I'm doing it on Facebook Live on Sunday. You can watch it 12 o'clock or midday. And I'm doing it from a boat in London. I've got a number of people coming. And so I'm looking forward to it, because I know to do that, that's the route to be successful. So whether we like it or not, we just do the things that make us successful. That's the key. All right, so the other thing obviously is all about customer prospects, and that the key thing is the funnel. The funnel. Bob, my sponsor's always said to me, James, how many people have you got in the funnel? And where are the people coming from? Who are the people that you're talking to? Now, of course, social media is key. Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, all of these. I've worked an awful lot offline, so I've worked a lot with networking groups, online networking groups. And that's worked very, very well for me. But I've talked to people all the time, and I work through people a lot. So it's all about who do you know. At the moment, I'm saying to people, I'm looking for partners, to help me in different parts of the world, and different parts of, let's say, we're just launching in Malaysia. I'm talking to people in Malaysia. Who do you know who lives in Malaysia? It's all about asking who do you know, and then people come up with people, and then we follow them up, and then you never know what may happen. And now, of course, it's so easy because we can just set people our website, we can send people a video, and that does all the talking for you. So if people are interested, they like it, and they go for it. So there we go. It's all about having the numbers of people there to talk to. And perhaps if you are feeling you're not being as successful as you'd like to be, it probably is down to the fact you're not talking to enough people. So we need to increase dramatically in the number of people that we're talking to work the numbers, and that's the key. This is just a statistics exercise. The more people we talk to, the more success we get, and that is it. So we have to invent ways to talk to people, to make connections with people. On the next success event, or it's Coffee Success Training, we've got someone called Claire Black who's going to be speaking about how to develop your customer base through developing communities. Now that's fascinating. So, and she's going to be doing a slot on that for 15 minutes. So that I'm really looking forward to hearing that, because of course, gathering together people in groups and reaching out to people who are like-minded is a really, really powerful way of building our business. Now, I personally think that the Healthy Starts program at the moment is absolutely phenomenal. Reaching out to parents about their kids, And I feel that's very untouched in our company. I feel that people aren't really taking advantage of it. And there's a lot of new information that's coming out about it, and a lot of good new assets that are coming out. And I feel that is a really, really great thing to use. And I think anyone could go NMD just on the Healthy Starts program. So if you're a mother, or if you've got young kids, in your family or whatever, I think it's a really great way to go. People love kids, and of course that's how McDonald's have become so successful, really by appealing to kids through Ronald McDonald and all that. I mean, we may have mixed opinions about McDonald's, yeah, but the reality is they're hugely successful. So anyway, there we go. So kids, and of course we've got a wonderful message of health and nutrition for the kids, and they start going on the gummies. I mean, I talked to someone recently in the States when I was over there, and she was saying the gummies have made such a difference for my child. My child now can concentrate at school. The difference is enormous. So we can make a big difference to families with the gummies, which are very, very powerful, as well, of course, the capsules for the parents and the older children. So what's my daily routine? Well, my daily routine really is pretty much every day is to focus on the reports. So I want to know what people are doing in my team. And one of the key things that the company will tell us all the time is, if you want to be successful in the company, you are looking at the reports all the time. You're looking at what's happening, and you're looking at possibly what isn't happening. But by having a clear handle on the reports, then we know where we stand on a daily basis and what extra we need to be doing. And the downline growth report in your virtual office is where you want to be every day. And if you're staring at nothing, well, you're staring at nothing. But hopefully the next day you'll be staring at more, and so on and so forth. All right, so how do I work offline? I mean, I work by networking with people. That's my thing. And I do meet a lot of people, and I endeavour to contact people all the time. I met one of my neighbours the other day. She's a beautician. I met her on something else, because I was trying to work out a management issue for the place where I live, and I ended up talking to her, and she said, and I'm a beautician as well. So, and I said, perhaps I can take your number, and normally I'd say, can I take your email, because that's a little bit less intrusive. But often people say, well, let me give you my number, and then so on and so forth. So then it's an opportunity to follow her up and share with what I'm doing, and so on and so forth. So Patrick asked me to give you one task to be thinking about and to take action on after this call, and that is, where do you want to be in the next 90 days? Where do you want to be by Christmas? What position do you want to be? How much do you want to be earning? And I would suggest that for everyone, the absolute number one focus is to go sales coordinator. Because when we go sales coordinator, we maximize the retail profit that we're earning from every sale, and we go up to the full 20%. So for me, it's insane for anyone not to be sales coordinator, because when you go sales coordinator, as I say, you earn the maximum amount of profit. You're not passing any retail profit as such, up to anyone else. You're keeping all of that for yourself. But maybe how many people do you want to have in your team? And what's the foundation that you want to go into 2022 with? How many people do you want to have in your team? Because if the more people you have in your team, the more power you will have for next year and what you're seeking to achieve. So I remember I wrote down once a crazy figure down on a bit of paper. We were suggested, write down the figure that you just couldn't imagine earning in a month from this business. So I wrote down £10,000. I can't imagine earning that. I can't imagine earning that. And then I think within 18 months I'd achieved that. Now, if I hadn't written down the original question or the original answer, what would I have achieved? So I'm not making any income claims here. I'm just saying that setting goals and having aspirations is the fastest way to achieving our success. So, such a pleasure to be with you today. Sorry I've been on for 19 minutes. Sorry about that. Hopefully it's not too long. But I wish you every success. You've got the best business possible in your hands. But it's up to us what we do with it. But your success, believe it or not, is inevitable if you just keep going. Thanks so much, and have a great evening.